Nocturne. A classic. An experience. A video game. But would you believe me if I told you that it was the first game ever made? Well, that's what I'm going to prove to you today. Take a seat and strap in, cause I'm about to take you on a journey you'll never forget. If you look on Wikipedia, it says that Nocturne was released in 2003, as in 2003 BCE, 4004 years before the generally accepted first video game, Castlevania, Circle of the Moon for the Game Boy Advance. Nocturne was well ahead of its time, as it was in 3D, 4006 years before the generally accepted first 3D video game, Call of Duty. In fact, the technology they used was so advanced that even Atlas forgot how to use it until 2020 with the release of Shin Megami Tensei 5. Now, you heathens may be saying my information is inaccurate, but allow me to prove my point in the next chapter of the video. Just wait a second here. Anytime now. As you can see, Nocturne has a 82 Metacritic score. Now, you may think that that score is pretty low for a Mega 10 game, especially considering every mainline Persona game that matters is well above the score. Well, what if I told you? You were wrong. You see, Metacritic uses golf rules, so lower scores are actually better. Additionally, 82 is actually the lowest score Metacritic can go to, that number being the best. Any game lower than 82 doesn't actually exist. So, therefore, Nocturne is the best game ever made. What does this have to do with it being the first video game, you may ask? If we analyze Nocturne deeply and intellectually like I do every day for 27 hours, then you would come to the conclusion that every video game ever made is a rip-off of it. You see, the game is displayed on a TV screen with tiny squares of colored light that create the illusion that the demi-fiend is actually inside a small box. I know many of you were confused on that point, so I wanted to clear that up. Now, every other game is also made of these tiny squares, clearly copying Nocturne's revolutionary design. On top of this, Nocturne uses this thing called a controller, which has many buttons and sticks on it that you can touch to actually play the game. For the longest time, I just stared at the intro for 60 hours straight and thought that was the game. As you may have guessed, I found that all video games also use a controller like Nocturne, riding off of its success. Now that I have clarified what makes a video game, it should be clear to you that every game copied what Nocturne did, meaning it must have come first. That is my video essay for today. Usually I add on a couple hours for watch time, but I decided to cut that so I can play more Nocturne. Please like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell. Only a small percentage of you are subscribed, and it would really help the channel if you did. Adios, cowboy.